No Man's Sky is a seriously big game that can get pretty complicated very quickly. In this advanced guide, we'll take a look at everything from how black holes work to getting a free freighter and the ultimate way to earn units. This is part 2 of my No Man's Sky guide, so check out part 1 in the description if you'd like to know the secrets behind crafting, refining, how to escape sentinels and more. But on with the video. First up then are ships. There's 8 different types now, with fighters, shuttles, haulers and explorers being the original ones, and now exotics, solar, interceptors and living ships have been added too. The type of your ship used to be a lot more important than it is now. Starship upgrades are at a point where you can make any ship pretty good at anything. That said, there are some notable differences. Explorers come with the bonus of using only half the launch fuel to take off. Solar ships take this further by auto recharging their launch thrusters, and haulers and living ships can be expanded to the highest inventory space of 120 slots. Bear in mind that even S-class haulers will still fly like a brick. Interceptor ships also have the unique feature of being able to hover as well as being some of the coolest looking. A ship's class will dictate how big the ship's class bonus is and how many slots it has by default. Unlike ship type, it isn't fixed, and you can exchange nanites to upgrade the class of your ship after you've bought it or built it. All S-class ships can have at least 100 slots if you're willing to shell out for them, so although having a hauler in the early game might be nice for its default storage advantage, an upgraded fighter can have 100 slots of its own. You can have 12 ships in total at any one time, and if you're looking to buy a ship, then you first need to know where to find it. Where you go looking is very important, with wealthy systems having better ships unless you're looking for an S-class, in which case outlaw systems have the highest chance of them spawning in. Every system spawns 21 ships, 7 shuttles, 1 exotic and 3 fighters, haulers and explorers. Anyone who just tried adding those up will realise it didn't sum to 21, which is because you get an extra 4 fighters in Viking systems, an extra 4 haulers in Gex systems, and additional explorers in Korvax systems. When it comes to solar ships, they can actually be found anywhere in place of a shuttle, although this is really quite rare. If you want to find one quick, then you'll need to head to an outlaw system. To do this, you need a conflict or economy scanner installed so that you can see on the galaxy map whether the system has this little skull next to it. If it does, it's an outlaw one. Also, with the economy scanner, once you select that system, you should see the economy labeled as black market, and you can get either of these scanner blueprints from the merchant in the anomaly for 150 nanites, by the way. Interceptor ships are then a whole nother deal, which we'll get into later, but as a general rule for finding ships, heading towards trade outposts is one of the best ways to catch a nice one once you're in the right system for the type you're looking for. Building your own ship from scratch is the other way to get your hands on one, and it's pretty straightforward. You can use parts from ships you scrap, whether they were ships you bought or found crashed. The only thing you must purchase is the reactor core, which dictates the class and does get quite expensive, but if you have a high standing with the race from which you're buying the reactors from, you can get some pretty good discounts. The most straightforward way of finding down ships is to trade navigation data you've collected in exchange for the emergency planetary chart at the cartographer on a space station. Activate these and it will usually show you to a ship which you simply have to repair and take back to the space station to salvage the parts from it. Also, do make sure you have lots of inventory space, as each part of the ship you scrap will take up its own slot. There is also a more efficient way of doing this using the Nautilon submarine, and I've linked a great video on that down in the description. Now, before we move on to upgrades, this video has been very kindly sponsored by Surfshark VPN. We all know the deal with VPNs by now, cleverly encrypting everything you do online to protect your data, personal info, bank details and more. But Surfshark takes this to the next level with a huge range of other features that I now can't live without. They have a full-blown antivirus built into their desktop app, and with their alert feature, you'll be notified if your email address or any other personal info has been leaked online. Best of all though is their combination of ad blocker and cookie pop-up blocker, which are included in all of their plans. Cookie pop-ups are without a doubt the most f***ing annoying part of browsing the web. The button to just accept all is so temptingly easy to press, but almost always has you unknowingly agree to share your data with hundreds of other companies, many of which you'll never have heard of. Surfshark saves you from this temptation by removing cookie pop-ups entirely, which combined with their ad blocker leads to a far smoother browsing experience. Of course, all the usual benefits of their VPN remain too. Over 100 locations to choose from with no bandwidth limit. Then you get the best prices on flights and everyday items by browsing from wherever they are cheapest. They also don't collect any of your info, unlike most free ad blockers and VPNs that you may have used in the past. So you can cover an unlimited number of devices with just one subscription from $169 a month, which is seriously cheap, especially if you share it with your friends and family. Using code AGRDEAL, you can also get an additional 4 months free, and they even have a 30-day money-back guarantee on every single plan, so you can try it out with no risk. But back to No Man's Sky. The final thing on ships is around upgrades, which actually goes for all upgrades, not just the ones on your ship. Every technology in the game belongs to its own family. For example, the jetpack, its rocket boots upgrade, and a general stat boosting upgrade would all be the same family. When technologies in that same family are placed in slots that are adjacent to one another, they'll gain a coloured border around them and their stats are therefore boosted. For most players, just tinkering around with the placement will do the trick, but if you really want to get into it, you can start calculating the bonuses and developing the truly optimal layout. Something also to note is that slots with a slight purple tint to them are actually supercharged, meaning anything placed there will be boosted, so use them wisely. Now, there's nothing on base building in this video because I've covered it all before, so if you'd like to know how to build a sky base with views like this, or how to make the game let you build your base within a settlement, then check out my 12 No Man's Sky secret video, which is linked in the description. Next up though are black holes. Before the Atlas Rising update, black holes were the #1 method of long distance travel, and they're still useful now if you don't have all the glyphs or prefer not to teleport your way around. There's one in every region, and you can find the coordinates from this guy in the anomaly. Each one has a fixed destination that will get you around 7,000 light years closer to the center of the galaxy, 9 times out of 10. It's important to note though that you may travel hundreds of thousands of light years to do this, as it actually rotates you round the galaxy, almost spiraling you in. Certain hyperblack holes can actually take you over 300,000 light years closer, travelling well over 1 million light years in the process. Perhaps it's not the most useful feature in the game anymore, but at least you know how they work and what you're in for if you go into one. Also, as of the Waypoint update, going through them no longer damages your ship's technology, so if you want to try one out for fun, you're not going to lose anything. Alongside all the ships you know how to find, you'll also want a freighter. In the early to mid game, they aren't the most feasible to buy though because they're expensive as fuck. Luckily, the game has a feature whereby once in every save you can actually get a freighter for free. To do this, you simply warp between systems until you come across a space battle, opt to join in, and if you successfully defend the freighter, you'll be invited on board where the captain will offer you it completely free of charge. A mistake I made though was to take the first one I got, which was only a B class. Little did I know you can just decline the freighter and keep warping. You'll eventually come across another battle which may offer you an A or even S class freighter, which is worth doing if you plan to use it a lot. You'll get more storage slots and a much better hyperdrive. Also note that you can't upgrade the class of your freighter unlike you can with ships, so it's more important. And if you do decline a freighter, don't keep warping straight after. You can only come across another battle once every 3 hours and after about 5 more warps. Next up, we have the best way to earn units, which incidentally is also the best / only way to get those hovering interceptor ships. First off, you need to find a dissonant system. Open up the galaxy map and use free look to browse around for a system labelled dissonant, which you should then warp to. And fun fact, you can trigger this rolling animation by mashing the bumpers on your controller. Barrel rolling aside, you then need to scan the planets in that system until you find one that says dissonance detected, and then head there. You now need to fly low over the planet until you come across a dissonance resonator, one of these purple things, and make sure you fly low enough so they actually get rendered. You then need to destroy it, which will result in both pissing off the sentinels and also getting either an inverted mirror or an echolocator. The inverted mirror is essential to fix the ship later, so hang on to that. Now it can vary by planet, but at the moment dissonance resonators seem to be much more difficult to find than they once were. If you're finding loads of them, keep going until you find one with an echolocator, which is rarer but can take you straight to a sentinel outpost where you can get the location of that interceptor. If you're not seeing loads of them, get your mirror and then pee off the sentinels until at least a couple of stars and then take off again. You then need to fight your way through the waves of sentinel ships up to 5 stars where the sentinel freighter then joins in. Take that out by first targeting its shields and then take out some of its defenses if you need to. Now this step is disgustingly quick if you have the infraknife weapon on your ship. With a few tech upgrades, mine sits at 11,000 DPS, which melts through the dreadnought. If you don't have that sort of damage capability, you can still do this, albeit with a bit more peril, so I'd recommend picking up the infraknife from the anomaly and grabbing a couple of upgrades while you're at it. Destroy the freighter and you'll be rewarded with the location of a crashed interceptor, and from there the game is for once actually very good at showing you what to do. Clear out any rubbish from the ship and repair it with that mirror you got earlier, a few radiant shards, which are these things found all over the place on these planets, and the harmonic brain. To get the brain, you just have to take the old one out, take it to some place to enlighten it or some shit, and then bring it back. Simple. Now you can fly the ship to the space station and scrap it to receive its parts, which you can then sell right away at the terminal. This B-class one I found was worth nearly 30 million. You can then repeat this again until you exhaust the supply of interceptors on that planet, at which point you can just move to another. Finally, we have the best way to earn nanites, or the best in my opinion at least. There are ways to fully farm them, but this method is a nice balance of output and also being quite good fun. You may be aware that discoveries of plants and animals on planets can be uploaded in return for nanites. If you've never uploaded yours, go to this menu of the Discoveries tab. You may need to hit circle on PS or B on Xbox to get there. Then hit upload all and see what you get. The real nanites come in though if you can find all of the fauna on a given planet. There's a nanites bonus usually in the thousands if you can do it. Helpfully, the game even tells you if each animal you need to find is on land, air, sea or lives in caves, and it also gives you the rarity. It does vary by planet, and if you get a super rare or nocturnal species it may take a bit longer, but this is usually very doable in less than 10 minutes. If you did this every time you visited a new planet, you would be rolling in nanites. And those of you who have watched part 1 of this guide will know exactly how to make millions of units while doing these scans too. Units and nanites all at once, it really doesn't get much better than that. So that's all for this video. Comment if there's any other tips you'd like to share with other players, and like the ones that you find useful so they get moved up to the top. If you have enjoyed or found this video useful, then a like or even a sub would be absolutely amazing. But that's everything, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.